He's rolling and recording.
Okay, in 3.
Dave, this is bad news. It's Oasis, they're temperamental, they're moody, and guess who's keeping them waiting? Chances are, if you live in New York, where we are right now, you may have heard of Space Hog, especially if you live in the East Village, where things really got started for this band.
Ooh, I like that. So thick.
You said that secret has to do with, well, the lyric says that we create our own happiness. It's knowing that. Who let you in on that secret?
I think that I've been, all along, all through my life, I have been informed by various people of that very same principle, but I think you don't really accept it into your life and apply it to your life till you're ready to hear it. So I think I've been hearing it all along from various people that have inspired me.
Waiting on the ghost of time, you know.
Now, I think your music has always meant a lot to you, but I got the feeling that this music particularly means a lot to you.
Well, it's a pretty challenging show for the audience, you know, and I guess sort of what I'm saying is I've had 5 years or however long, you know, people coming and kind of standing on their chairs and screaming, you know, so it's the exact opposite.
See, this is where I usually kind of give my speech about being quiet.
Have you had the opportunity to play something you said was your goal a long time ago, which was to play Carnegie Hall on May 22nd, your mom's birthday?
I didn't know this stuff. This is unbelievable. Can we document this right now? This woman is amazing. Amazing. I rank this as one of the top interviews of my life.
Oh my God.
Truly amazing.
His hit-making ability as a writer-producer, his political activism, and his brilliant beats have made him a global superstar. His latest album is called Masquerade. His third solo album, which is a look at the hood, look at thug culture, and a plea for peace. Does that round it up?
Yeah, that definitely rounded up.
Yeah?
Yeah, thug culture, definitely a call for peace.
Have you found for yourself a sense of balance and peace within the chaos?
Well, for the moment, I have. There's no guarantee how long these moments last. I'm very grateful to be enjoying a graceful moment.
And lastly, humor. You're a funny guy, which I think gets overlooked a lot of times because, you know...
It's because, you know, I'm so serious. I mean, but wouldn't you be serious? Look at all these cameras. I mean, I'm going, God, you know, here I am. I mean, I can't help it. I look like this. I'm sitting here. I'm answering all these questions. I don't want to say the wrong thing.
Yeah, and I had my finger on the ejector button.
Yeah, I could go right through the roof here.
Roger Davies, we've mentioned his name a couple of times. Few manager-artist relationships are as strong, as enduring, as successful as yours is with Roger. Why?
I think Roger's the brother I never had. I think I'm the sister that he never had. I think our bond came when we both went to work.
You have the distinction of being the only person who's ever refused a Grammy. If you were nominated again, would you accept it?
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely. I'm not sorry that I didn't, because at the time I did feel very strongly about, you know, I don't really believe in awards or award shows as such, because I think it sets a sense of competition which really shouldn't be there. And if you win an award, it doesn't mean you're any better or worse than anyone else. And if you lose, it doesn't mean you're any better or worse, you know. I think what they should maybe award people for, rather than financial or material success, is artistic, you know, kind of have they, as an artist, tried to do something to bring love into the world. You know, I think that would be better, but I don't believe in awards because I think they make some people feel shit, basically.
In 1524, the first shipment of African slaves were brought to Cuba to work in the Spanish-owned gold mines. These Africans, who were literally stolen from their homes, were not permitted to practice their own religions. And so they projected their faith onto Catholic ritual, incorporating their own deities, disguising their beliefs. This religious synthesis became known as Santeria, which is still practiced in Cuba today. And that's how the sound and the power of the African drum wove its way into the guitar-based Spanish music, into the fabric of Cuban life. Afro-Cuban music, what some people say is the root of rock and roll. Woven into the fabric of Japanese culture is an immutable awareness of presentation and design, defined by minimalism and a deep appreciation of shape, texture, and nature. Traditional Japanese arts and crafts suggest an inner landscape, an artistic expression of a refined human grace. Does the rest of the world understand soca the way Trinidadians understand soca? Do people get it?
No, not all the time, or not all the time, but I think, like one great musician say, like we may talk different language, but when that music starts, we all talk the same language.
Steve, what time is it? Okay.
20 after 1.
20 after 1, so in 40 minutes.
Yeah, this place is gonna be alive. You're gonna see so much people just dancing in the streets that you're gonna be surprised.
To the Chum City building. I'm Jana Lynne White, the very fortunate host of tonight's intimate and interactive with Lenny Kravitz. Lenny's on tour again. He has a new album, his fourth, called Circus. And once again, Lenny has managed to capture the funk, the rock, the soul, and the spirit, and put it into one unforgettable groove and lay it down on record. Right now, right this very minute, all these people and Lenny Kravitz are going to rock the house. They're going to rock it wild. Ladies and gentlemen and bohemians, please welcome Lenny Kravitz.
1, 2, 3, and...
Welcome back to much more music and our intimate and interactive with Great Big C. Whoa, wow. Now, this is our time to chat. And one of the first things that I want to talk about is the new album, Turn. And your producer, Steve Berlin, Grammy Award winner, Los Lobos sax player. He produced Crash Test Dummies, Stephen Fearing, Great Big C. What was different about this particular album? I heard that February was insane, and it's the first time that all four of you laid down tracks together, right?
It is, actually. We tried to do it a whole bunch of times in the past, but I think Steve's approach right from the very beginning was, look, you guys play together all the time, you play together, you sound really good, and so just go in, sit in the room, we'll bring in your whole live show, sit, play, stand, do whatever you want, but every track has to start with the four of you guys sat around in a circle playing together.
Hello and welcome to Much More Music and our intimate and interactive with Gordon Lightfoot. He is a Canadian icon, a songwriting legend who proved a long time ago that great songs have no borders. Tonight, we have the privilege of hearing Gordon Lightfoot perform some of those great songs. And fans at home, that means you via fax, phone, or email. And our audience here will have a chance to chat with the man himself. Right now, performing live, please welcome the incomparable Gordon Lightfoot. Welcome back to Sex TV's Sex Roundtable, talking about sex and censorship in film, and we alluded to where is the line drawn. This is a personal question. Where do you draw the line in sex and cinema? What is going too far for you? Or is there going too far?
I think there's always going too far. For me, I would say violent exploitation and exploitation of children. Anything on the good side of that, I'm fine with, and that's where I draw the line.
One of the things that connects us all is the desire and need for intimacy, to be with someone in a committed relationship. And once we find that relationship, most of us expect it to be monogamous. But commitment looks different these days. Some are choosing open relationships, while others are into swinging. And for those who still expect monogamy, it can be a shock to learn just how rare that can be, especially when it's your partner that's cheating. We weeks after Canadian high courts ruled to allow same-sex marriage in 2 provinces, delegates from Canada's largest Protestant community passed a motion calling on the federal government to endorse same-sex marriage throughout the country. Blondes may have more fun, but most American men show an overwhelming preference for women with long, dark hair. In one study, a Florida team had 76 women and 50 men averaging 27 years of age rate the attractiveness of women depicted in 6 different photos. 3 of the photos were actually of the same young Caucasian woman, her hair altered by computer to short, medium, and long lengths. Another interesting finding in this study was that gentlemen do not, in fact, prefer blondes, they prefer brunettes. Despite numerous studies which have examined the sexual appeal of various female facial characteristics or body types, no one had looked at perceptions of attractiveness based on hair length until now. Apparently, long hair on women means long-term interest for men, unless you're blonde.